back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm Deidre. If you're returning, it's great to see you. I thought that I would sit down and film a video just to check in and let you guys know how I'm doing, how I'm handling the grieving process, what I'm doing to handle the grieving process of losing Franklin, and just kind of talk about it a little bit. I know, so I decided to do this right before bed, and of course, you know, here I am. I thought I would share some books that I'm reading, and like the things that I'm kind of doing just to try and cope. That's my CPAP mask, if you're wondering what that is. So I have found in my research of trying to find grieving books that it's hard to find what I'm looking for specifically. So like, for instance, I have a book, I think it's over there. It's about postpartum depression. I don't have postpartum depression yet. So like that particular, it's like a journal, is not speaking to me right now because I don't have postpartum. I did see my doctor the other day, so they did evaluate me for it, and they will continue to monitor me. Obviously, I'm at a greater risk given the fact that my son was born stillborn. Sorry. So the book I'm reading right now is called Unimaginable. What I love about this book is she doesn't sugarcoat the grieving process. She tells you like it is. She tells you how she's feeling. She tells you how like the people around you are probably feeling and why like they're reacting the way they do and why they're saying the things that they say, because I have found my journey through grief and like the people around me and how they process it is so wild. Because of this book and because of like just our situation, I've actually started writing Franklin's story because I'm hoping that it will help other parents that are maybe going through this process, or the process leading up to it. And I know I haven't shared that with you guys yet. I'm hoping part of the problem at Hunter's home with COVID, I just got over COVID. I'm exhausted from the COVID, and then I'm trying to take care of him because my husband doesn't want to take care of him because he hasn't had COVID yet. And then like my house is like a mess because I'm trying to keep up, but I'm exhausted and it's just a whole thing. And so I haven't even had a chance to really read this book this week, which is disappointing because I really want to finish it. I'm almost halfway through, but I really like that book. The next book that I got was Grieving the Child I Never Knew. This is a devotional. It does have like some like writing prompts and things. So I haven't started this one yet. I literally just got it in the mail. And then another one I ordered, but it hasn't come yet, is Ask Me His Name, I think. That one I'm really looking forward to reading. This one wasn't quite what I was looking for. I have been reading it, like, when I remember. Your Grief, Your Way. It's basically like a daily devotional, so you, like, go to the day and you read. So I've been reading it when I remember to, which is maybe a handful of days, to be honest. This is the postpartum one I was talking about. So this one hasn't quite struck home for me yet. So I'm working, hopefully I can use this. If not, I'm going to pass it on to someone else that maybe can use it. This one I really enjoy. This isn't an actual book to read. It's actually letters to my baby in heaven. So I actually write little letters to him in here, like little stories and things. I wanted to write letters to him that maybe Hunter can read when he gets older, or maybe things I don't want to forget, because with the passage of time you forget things. So I haven't written to him in a few days, probably about a week. I think 8 was 8-5 the last one, 8-8. So the last time I wrote in it was 8/8, so I'm probably about due to write in it, but I haven't done it yet. Like I said, I've just been so tired, but I'm at the point where I can't sleep. So I fall asleep. It takes me a while to fall asleep at night, and then I wake up all night long. And then I try and nap during the day when Hunter's napping, and I can't fall asleep. So this is a book I actually got from the hospital. So apparently it's a bunch of stories from different parents and things all in one. 3 minus 1. So I'm interested to read this one. I have not, like I said, read it yet. The hospital gave us the sweetest little gift basket from a, it's called Kane's Comfort. And this mama lost her baby, and his name was Kane. And so she started a foundation, or like a nonprofit. And so he passed away. He was born sleeping at 40 weeks. And so, So she wrote a little note and made a little gift basket for me that the hospital gave me. And it meant a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. Because this is a very lonely process. People don't understand what it's like to give birth to a stillborn baby. And I know that people try and understand, but they don't. And that's not their fault. You know, nobody expects to know somebody that has lost a baby. And it's hard, you know. I had somebody correlate it to a miscarriage the other day, and I'm like, that's not even the same thing. Like, I had a miscarriage at 8 weeks. I don't even know what that baby's gender was. That baby, like, barely had a heartbeat. Like, if they even had a heartbeat at that point, I don't even know, because I don't even think we'd heard it yet at that point. So I can't even remember. I think maybe we did. I don't know. But that was a completely different experience than a baby that I carried for 28 weeks, that I had physically cut out of my body and placed deceased on my chest. And it's a whole different, it's not the same. So please, if you know somebody that has a stillborn, please don't ever tell them that these things happen. And please don't ever tell them that it's like a miscarriage. These things just happen. It was God's will. Like, don't tell people that. It's not helpful. Just don't do it. If you don't know what to say, just say, I am so sorry for your loss. That's it. That's all you need to say. Because I understand that you don't know what to say. And also, a tip from me to you. When someone has lost a baby or is going through like something like this, or even just losing a baby in general, you know, that they've given birth to, whether the baby's stillborn or 1 year old, 2 years, whatever, don't ask them what they need. And I don't mean that to be ugly. It's because they don't know what they need. You know, I have so many amazing people in my life that ask me all the time, what do you need? What can I do for you? And I honestly don't know what to say, because when I feel guilty asking for anything, asking for help, you know, some people I just tell, you know what, you texting me is more than enough. And it is. You know, drop over a dinner, send them a DoorDash gift card, send them groceries, or drop off some groceries that they may need, like essentials, you know, or ask them like, hey, I'm going to the grocery store, can I pick you up some milk, bread, eggs, cereal, like whatever, like ask them, you know, and then that way they can tell you what they need. I saw a post the other day about grief groceries and how somebody sent grief groceries, is what they called them, where they just sent milk and frozen pizzas and, you know, a rotisserie chicken and things like that to their friend who had lost their father. And I thought that that was such a great idea because it's helpful. It's hard to get out of the house sometimes. Like, especially like in my case, I had a C-section. I couldn't drive for 2 weeks. So I couldn't leave my house. And then my husband was trying to deal with my son, and then we had family here for a little bit. And so it was like, it was hard to get out and hard to get things done. And then when my husband was going, it was like late at night trying to get it done, and he was exhausted. And so it's just a lot. So things like that, they mean a lot. They really do. Having my neighbors bring over dinners for a week was so appreciated. I can't even tell you how much we appreciated it, because they didn't have to do that. And the fact that they thought enough of us to bring us dinner for a week, and to like make left like extras to make sure we could freeze a couple of things, like that was so appreciated. And I don't even know how to like tell these women how much I appreciate them, but it was absolutely amazing. um Another way I have been dealing with the grief and trying to process, besides writing his story, is purging. I have been decluttering and purging everything. I've already purged my closet. You're actually sitting on a box in my closet, which is why you're kind of lopsided, because you're on my bed. But I am purging my house. I am purging everything. Like, I have so much stuff that I'm giving away to neighbors or donating. And I have so much baby stuff, as you guys saw. You saw I did a haul on that. The cats are playing with their toys. I was just trying to see what they were doing. And I was gonna do, so I tried to post a few things on Facebook and Nextdoor, and they weren't really taking off. I wasn't really getting a lot of input. People weren't really commenting. If they did comment, they weren't like following back up. It was just kind of like, is this available? And then they would just ghost me. And that was a little frustrating. But I was gonna do like the pop-up consignment sales, because those are usually, you can make decent money at them, but they do take a good chunk of the money too. And I looked into it, and they wanted me to catalog everything by manufacturer type, like all of this stuff. And then they wanted me to print barcode labels to label everything. Like, it was, and I understand why, but it was such a process. And given the situation that I'm in, I physically can't do that. Like, emotionally, physically, mentally, I can't literally catalog my dead child's belongings to sell to a bunch of people. And then whatever they don't sell, come back to me, or I can donate them. And I just cannot bring myself to deal with that. And so I decided, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing that. And I called Kid to Kid. They're an actual store that does resell. I don't normally consign. I've never consigned there, so I don't know how much they pay. But I called their store the other day on the way home from the doctor's office, and I explained my situation. I let them know that I just gave birth to a stillborn baby, and I had all of this stuff that was brand new. And I said, I was going to consign it with the pop-up, and I told them who it was. And I said, but the amount of work that they want me to do, I said, I just emotionally, like, I cannot handle it. And I asked them, I said, is there a way for me to see if you guys would be interested in any of these belongings? And they said, yes, send me an email, send us pictures, and we'll let you know. And so I finally did it yesterday. I sent an email with pictures of a majority of the things. I didn't send every little thing, but I sent a majority of the pictures. And I reminded them who I was, and was basically inquiring like if they were interested in any of these items. And they emailed me back immediately and said, we will take everything, bring it to us. And so they had me call the store and speak to a young lady. And so I actually loaded my car up tonight with the smaller stuff that I can feasibly carry. And then my husband's going to take the big stuff on Saturday. So tomorrow's Thursday. So I'm going to take the smaller stuff to the store and deal with that with them. And then my husband will take the crib and the bassinets on Saturday. And we'll go from there. So I'm so appreciative that they are willing to take everything, because that lifts so much burden off of me, and it makes my heart less heavy. Like, I don't have to leave this door closed and not look behind it anymore. I can spend the next 4 weeks while I'm healing and before I go back to work into turning it into an actual office space that's mine and not mostly my husband's storage unit and then just my desk, which is what it was before. So I'm actually gonna I think I want to try and move my budget desk in there under like the TV area, because we took that entertainment center out. And then I might shift my desk a different way. I haven't decided yet, but I do want to try and make that more of my space and less my husband's space, and then give Hunter back the playroom because his toys are everywhere. This child, I keep purging things and he keeps getting more things, and it's not even for me. It's like neighbors bring him things, family brings him things. My husband bought him something at the thrift store. His pile is just growing, and I'm so grateful that he is so loved. But oh my God, he's got so many toys. So it'll be nice, because then we can get his playroom set back up. And then as he keeps asking me for a new kitchen, because I sold his kitchen, so he keeps asking me for a new one. And so I was like, okay, fine. So I actually have one in my Amazon cart that I'm going to buy him. I did tell him that with the money that we get from selling his brother's things to the store, that I will buy him a twin-size bed. And he picked out this really cool, if I remember, I'll put a picture of it, car bed with actual like faux leather seats in the back. And it's like shaped like a car, like a race car, a white race car or whatever. He is so excited about this bed. So I have to buy that. And then that's $100 for freight shipping, and a mattress and new bedding, because it's a twin size. So I have to buy twin size bedding. And so, I mean, I think by the time we're done looking at everything, I think it's like $500, 500 probably, because the mattress, I was not planning on spending that much. He did ask me, or I asked him if he wanted Franklin's dresser, and he did. So we've already given him that. We moved it in there. We strapped it to the wall. We actually donated. We gave his away to just one of the neighbors. We put it out on the curb and posted it, because that's how I got it. I got it from the neighbor next door when they still lived there. But I have found that is my grieving language right now, is literally purging my house. I just want to get my house back in order, because I feel like so much was left undone because of Franklin. And like, we started the nursery, then we stopped, and then we had stuff everywhere. And I actually got a comment a few weeks ago about, or a little more than that, probably like 4 weeks, about how my house was so cluttered. And I kind of laughed about it. It annoyed me a little bit, but then I also laughed about it, and I was just like, you know what? Like, they don't know. Like, I didn't tell you guys what was going on. And like, we literally like had started and then we just stopped. And so the office was like as put together as it was going to be at that moment. And we had toys everywhere and baby stuff everywhere. But like, we were mid cleaning out the office / my husband's stuff. So there's just stuff everywhere, because we didn't know what was going on from one day to the next. We didn't know if Franklin was going to make it, if he wasn't going to make it, we didn't know. And so we just stopped. And so my house has been in disarray. Yes. Do I have stuff everywhere? Yes. But it's because we were literally purging, having garage sales, donating stuff, waiting to find out if the baby was going to make it or not. And my house just has been in chaos for weeks. I mean, things started to kick off between 11 and 13 weeks. And then like 13 weeks, they started really kind of snowballing Then 15, they were like, oh no, everything's fine. And then 19, it was just like everything. And then from 19 to 28 weeks is kind of when everything happened. That's when we went to Houston. That's when we found out his actual diagnosis. And then I came home and I did the amniocentesis that they'd been going back and forth about. And then I didn't get the results from the amnio until last week. So 2 weeks after Franklin died, I got the results. And so now we know what was happening. We do know that Hunter is safe. It was not genetic. It was a chromosome defect. There was other things too. So his case is very rare because he has two very, very rare diagnoses. And like I said, I'll go into that with you guys. I just, with Hunter home, like I don't have time to like sit down, and I'm tired in the evenings. And so I want to like do that video justice because I want Franklin to have his story told, and I want it to not be rushed. And it's going to be a messy video. I'm going to cry probably the whole time. But I do want to share that story with you guys. I am writing, like I said, his story too. But, yeah, so that's where I'm at. I was supposed to start grief counseling this week, and then Hunter got COVID. So my grief counseling has been pushed to next week. So I start that next week. My short-term disability was approved today. So it'll retroactive back to the beginning of August. So I should hopefully get payment for that pretty soon. And I think I'm going to use that money to pay down the credit cards. Because it's money we weren't expecting. And it would be nice to get some more stuff paid off. So I might try and put some of it in savings too. But I could probably pay off either two of like my mid-size cards or like all of the small ones and like one mid one. So I have to decide what I want to do, or pay like a bunch of the mid ones down like halfway and then pay off the small ones. I don't know. I did just pay off a car. I paid off Home Depot. Sorry, my knee itches. I paid off Home Depot and I paid off Amazon. So those are paid. I am going to close the Amazon, but I might wait until after December because I want to buy a new car. No, I say new to me, used car in December, but I'm waiting for my bonus, some money that I'm being gifted for something. And I think I'm going to put my hospital indemnity money towards it as well. That's $2,000. And then when I sell my car, I'm going to sell my car and use that. So between all of those things, I'm hoping to have between $10,000 and $15,000 to put down, which would be amazing because that would be like half a price of a new car or a used car at this point, because I'm checking prices on a pre-owned car and it's $32,000 to $34,000, $36,000. I've never spent that kind of money on a car. I think the most expensive car I bought was my truck, and that was $18,000. And my car now I paid $13,000 for. So, and it was only 2 years old when I bought it. So I'm just flabbergasted at the pricing. But I'm doing okay. I did shower today. I washed my hair, so that's a start, you know. As you guys saw in my last video, I did buy some new clothes to start helping me feel better. I did sign up for Body Slims. I'm going to start that program. I think it's September 20th is when it starts. So I'm actually looking forward to starting that because I've heard such great things about it. And it's only 10 weeks, so I figure I can commit for 10 weeks and see how things go. But I'm really excited to do that and just get my head right again. And, you know, I'm so grateful for Hunter because that boy makes me laugh so much. So his new thing is he likes to try and hide from his dad and like trick his dad. And so, but he hides in the same places and like he giggles the entire time. So you know exactly where he's at. And he can't help himself. He thinks he's so funny, and he is. And so the other night, I think he was supposed to be taking a bath I think he was going to use our bathroom because he likes the tub. It's a bigger tub. And so he ran in here and hid between the toilet and the wall and was giggling away. And my husband was like, oh, gee, I wonder where Hunter is. He's like, oh, Hunter, I see you behind the toilet. And Hunter's like, no, you don't. And my husband's like, yes, I do. He's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't see me. I'm not here. I'm a toilet. And I'm like, did he just say he was a toilet? And he literally sat there and tried to convince my husband that he was a toilet. I was laughing hysterically in the other room, like dying laughing, because I'm like, where does he come up with this stuff? But it was so funny. And I'm just like, it was exactly what I needed in that moment. And so I'm so grateful for him and his sense of humor, because it just comes out more and more. And so he's hysterical. So it made me laugh. So I appreciated that. But, yeah, he was trying to convince my husband he was a toilet. Because of course he was. But, yeah, so we're doing okay. My husband's grieving method is not talking about it if he can help it. Since Hunter's been home with me more, he's been talking to me a lot about the baby. He keeps asking me where his baby is. Why his baby's not here. What happened. Where is he at? He keeps asking me for a sister. And I was like, well, there's no sister, babe. So we're working on it with him. It breaks my heart that we can't give him the sibling we were hoping for. He's got 2 angel siblings in heaven. And we're grateful to have him at the least. But it doesn't make it any easier, you know? So that's where we're at. And I just wanted to kind of update you guys so you guys knew where we were at, like mentally, emotionally, so that you knew, like, I'm okay. I have been doing my best to still hit my uploads because I didn't pre-film. I literally didn't expect this to go the way it went so quickly. Even though I knew it was a very real possibility, it still caught me off guard. And as much as you know, and as much as you can try and prepare for something like that, like, you're still not prepared for it. I mean, who can prepare to know that their baby is just going to die in their uterus one day, or if he is born, is just going to die in your arms within minutes. So, yeah. But that's where we're at. So, we're hanging in there. Yeah. I guess that's the best I got right now. I don't really know what else to say, or, you know, like, that's just kind of where we're at. So, yeah, I'm going to, like I said, I'm hoping, because tomorrow is Hunter's first day out of quarantine officially, so I'm going to try and spend my day, other than I have to run to that store, the consignment store. My mother-in-law's going to come over and watch him during nap for a little bit, and then when I get back, and like in the morning, I'm going to try and do some really good cleaning downstairs. I don't think I'm going to film it because it's hard to film when Hunter's here because he's always so involved and wants to be with mommy. And so I don't think I'll film any of that, but it is starting to feel lighter to not see all the baby stuff. It doesn't make it easier, like I said. We're still waiting for him to be cremated. They were supposed to do it this week, but they were supposed to call me, and it's Thursday tomorrow, and it's been 3 weeks since he died tomorrow. Well, technically it was 3 weeks since his heart stopped as of yesterday, but since I delivered him stillborn, it's 3 weeks tomorrow. We still don't have a death certificate signed, and we still don't have him cremated, so that's a whole journey in itself. But thank you guys so much for your patience and your love and your support and your wonderful comments. I really do appreciate them. I try and respond to everything so that you know that I see you and that I appreciate you. So thank you. I truly appreciate you. And I hope you'll like my channel and subscribe. I hope you like this video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, y'all.